I want to discuss how you trying to be positive all the time can actually not be in your favor. And you can read so many books about being positive and affirmations and how important it is to always put yourself in a positive mindset. And those things are very, very important. But what they don't tell you is what I want to focus on right now. And that is to understand, in order for you to actually be positive and continue having a better mindset per se, you have to understand what's taking place in your mind to begin with. And what really helps is to understand how the mind actually works, where you have your subconscious mind and your conscious mind. In your subconscious mind is where you hold your beliefs, which are just thoughts that you repeatedly have automatically, habits, creativity. It's the part of your mind what actually helps you manifest things and creates the experiences that you want in your life. And now you also have your conscious mind. This is the part of your mind that helps you think, analyze, choose, and reason things. And when you are focusing on being positive, let's say using positive affirmations, thinking about all the great things that are happening in life, those are great things. You want to think that way. However, if you have all of these belief systems in your subconscious mind that's telling you you're unworthy, you're unlovable, you can't achieve anything, you can't accomplish anything, every time you take this positive thought and you try to implant it into your subconscious mind, it's like it gets denied, because your subconscious mind has proof of these beliefs. And these beliefs are what are creating your experience. So just as a reminder, your subconscious mind is what holds your manifestation, your creativity, and it's where your intuition lives. So when you're trying to think positively all the time and you're trying to use positivity and to replace the belief system that you have, it's always going to incur some sort of block. So what's important for you to do is to acknowledge what's taking place in your subconscious mind. And one way that is very helpful, a technique that I like to do, is called freeform writing. And through freeform writing, what it lets you do is it lets you access your subconscious mind. And what I recommend is writing out, I believe, and whatever comes to your mind subconsciously or intuitively, to write it down. And understand there's no right or wrong way to do this. There's only the idea of just doing it, which will make a big difference for you. And you'll notice that whatever comes after I believe, even if you disagree with it consciously, these are beliefs that you have subconsciously that are taking control of your life, that are also giving you the experiences that you're actually having. For this process, I would suggest really trying to come up with as many as possible. Start off trying to do 10 to 30. Just write down, I believe. Whatever comes to mind, write it down. I believe, I believe, I believe. Once you have your list, look at the list and then start to examine the list. And when you do so, you'll be amazed at how you actually talk to yourself. Because your subconscious mind is what holds that inner critic, that voice that speaks about you. And criticism is by far one of the worst. Criticizing yourself is by far one of the worst things that you can do to yourself. And you may walk through life not thinking that you criticize yourself, but as you do this process, you may realize that you're criticizing yourself a lot more than you think, or you're criticizing yourself, period. And this is a great way to start to shed light on what's going on in your mind. Because if you want to see yourself succeed, you want to see yourself become happy, it's extremely important for you to actually start to see what's going on in your mind. because when you can see what's in your mind through the awareness, and to understand what awareness is the perception of the fact or reality of things. And when you can become more aware of what's going on in your mind, it now takes you from the back of the bus and puts you into the driver's seat of the bus. The bus being the vehicle of your mind. Because once you can get in control of what's taking place in your mind, now you are capable of actually predicting your future. And if you're noticing in your life that you're incurring a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, stress, depression, anger, these aren't things that just came out of nowhere. These are feelings that we've created for ourselves based off the thoughts that we have. And there's a hierarchy. Your thoughts create your feelings create your actions create your reality, your experience, your existence. And if you are noticing that the experiences that you're having are not the ones that you want, then it's a matter of, okay, what actions am I taking? If you're noticing that the actions that you're taking are not aligned with what you want and desire, then you go up to your feelings. Okay, what are my feelings? What type of feelings? And then if you notice that the feelings that you are creating for yourself are not in alignment with what you want, then you get back up to your thoughts. Start with your thoughts. Always, always, always start with your thoughts, because you'll start to realize that your thoughts are not so much of what you're always speaking out into the universe, but also what is being spoken within. Once you can get down to that, you'll realize that you can pretty much create any single thing that you want in your existence. So if you agree with that, I would love for you in the comments below. Just give me a 1 if you agree with everything that I'm saying. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask any questions that you may have about this live. Because what I want you all to understand, stop using positivity as a way to get out of your situation. It's like a blanket that is just covering up all the things that are taking place in your life. Remove the veil, remove the blanket, see things for what they are. It's like the idea of seeing the skeletons in the closet. Once you know the skeletons are in the closet, now you know where to proceed and move from there. Because if you're not being aware of what's taking place, then you can't act accordingly. And the moment you can start acting accordingly, you'll start to see your life transform and completely change. So, what I want to do is I want to have some of you come on if you want to ask any questions. So if you want to ask any questions, what you can do is just send a request and then I can bring you up on the screen. Alita Ray Styles, although I do believe in the power of having a positive outlook on your situation. Yeah, so this isn't saying to not look at the situation in a positive way. It's just understanding what's taking place in the situation. Because let's say, for example, you have a loved one that dies. I'm going to use that extreme example. A loved one of yours, someone that you dearly love, passes away. You can't just go, okay, well, everything's great, everything's fine, yada, yada, yada. No, it's a matter of you sitting with those feelings, experiencing the grief, experiencing the sadness, and experiencing that fear of not being with that particular person. You have to experience those feelings. And even sometimes when I work with clients, I even tell them not to focus on things as being negative, but just looking at all feelings as being signals and guidance. Because when you can look at the things that way, look at them for as they are, then from there you can start to reframe what's taking place and start to build positivity from it. However, if you go straight to positivity when all these things have happened, it's going to be very difficult for you to actually feel those feelings. Because when you do that, what's taking place is what's called repression or suppression. You're holding all these emotions back. And instead of them being released, you're holding on to them. And when you hold on to them, then instead of your thoughts creating your feelings are starting to create your thoughts. And this is what Joe Dispenza talks about in a lot of his teachings and even in his books. So this is not saying not to be positive. This is saying to understand where positivity can hurt you in certain situations in your life. However, it's very, very important and critical that you really acknowledge what's taking place. Like, for example, if you're feeling sad, don't tell yourself that you're happy if you're feeling sad. Understand, acknowledge that there's a feeling there of sadness. Because if you're telling yourself that you're happy, but you're really feeling sadness, you start to create a misalignment with your thoughts and your feelings. However, if you're sad and you tell yourself, I'm feeling sad, now you could ask yourself, why am I feeling sad? And because of that question that you put out there into the universe, what you're actually able to do is now get to the thought of what's creating that sadness for you. Does that make sense? So it's all about really just being honest with yourself. And intuitively what came up for me just now is to understand that the truth hurts, but the truth will also set you free. Understanding what the truth is, see the truth for what it is. And once you know what the truth is, now you are in the driver's seat to know, okay, I want to change this to be this, or I want to change it to be that. However, it's important to know where you are right now. And also understand where you are right now is also temporary, unless you continue to decide to stay where you are. And if you're stuck, you're not happy, you're unfulfilled, those are signs that you're not in alignment with what your true soul purpose and reason is. So now it's a matter of you changing your mindset. Change the way you look at things, what you look at will change. So, any questions? Any other questions? Awesome. All right. So I'll be making sure to go live more frequently. Thank you so much for those of you who hopped on the live. And if you have any questions about mindset or even working through particular situations and obstacles, make sure you shoot me a message and we can cover whatever topic is going on in your life and that is present for you. So until next time, you all have a wonderful and successful day. And I send you all peace, love, and energy because that is something that you create for yourself. Talk to you all soon.